everybody. Who is with me? It is Friday. Who's joining us tonight? Who is with us tonight? Who do we got? Who's up first? Jennifer's with us. Hello, Jennifer. Welcome to the program. In first, as always. Tradition. Hey, Angie, you beat out Kitty tonight. Cindy's joining us. Karen in Augusta. Got good news for you, Karen. Dennis is joining us tonight. Hey, Adele and Dazzle. Good to have you with us. Lisa in Alaska. We're going coast to coast here tonight. Hey, Marcia and Ricochet. Rick, how are you? Getting ready to open. Kitty's with us. Hopefully you had a great day today, Kitty. Russ, are you on the treadmill? Are you on the treadmill, Russ? You better be on the treadmill. And I'm not talking the treadmill of life. Yes, Angela, it is Friday. We have done it. We have made it through another week. An entire another week. You did it. I will be and I am are two different things, Russ. I will be and I am. Hey, Julie Jankowitz, good to have you with us. That is great news, Kitty. I am thrilled to hear that. Thrilled. Pasadena's in the house. Pasadena Yin is in the house. Maybe you've had too much to drink already tonight, Jetty. It is Friday, 5 o'clock somewhere. Hey, Laurel's with us. How you doing, Laurel? Great to have you with us. And Kristen joining us here tonight. What is everybody grateful for this Friday night? What are you grateful for? Whoop, whoop. Happy Friday. Yes, Kristen. Yes, indeed. Awesome to have you all here. This is great. Very excited to have you all with us tonight. It is the weekend. What are you doing this weekend, Lisa? You going out on the boat? Jennifer Dodds is with us. In the Orlando. Orlando's in the house. Orlando is in the house. Oh, it is Friday. So what is everybody grateful for? What is everybody grateful for? Lisa is going to boat this weekend. You can open till 50%. That's great, Kristen. I can't open to any percent, but that's great. I am thrilled for you. All the customers happy to get out of the house. Grateful to be off today. Awesome sales and customers your first week. Julie's grateful to have been open today. I am so excited for all my Illinois people that got to start opening. It is exciting. It is exciting. I am very excited to hear about that. Dana's with us. It is truly a wonderful thing. Grateful for our wonderful clients. Hey, that's awesome, Russ. I am glad that you are grateful for your wonderful clients. I know you said it's been a crazy, crazy week. Grateful for your first sale on Mercari. That is terrific. I am thrilled to hear all this good news, everybody. Pat signed her Idol today. She's joining the American Idol. That's very good, Pat. That's got to make the peanut gallery smile. One way or another, that's got to make the peanut gallery smile. It'll make him smile even more on Tuesday when the money's in the bank. You have a day off tomorrow, Kelly? How do I sign up for that? How do I sign up for that? I did cut you short last night, but yeah, Russ and all the software companies have been keeping everybody going. They really have. We owe a great debt of gratitude to all the software providers, all the partners of resale. So all the software providers, Russ at Resale World, our friends at Trexia, and Ricochet, and SBS, and Consign Pro, and Computer Peeps, Rose, all of them have been absolutely phenomenal at stepping up and helping people through this. It's all about helping people get to the other side, and it's been thrilling to see how everybody has been getting helped and in this together with our affiliate members here of NARTS. So that is truly honored to know them all and to have them all be a part of the team. Hey, Erica, great to have you here on Friday. Yes, it is Friday. We have made it through another week, people. Another week! We're one day closer to the end of all this. Things are looking bright. Illinois is a shining star today. Okay, where registers were ringing and more importantly, customers were happy. Customers were happy. That is a wonderful thing. Hey, that's awesome, Suki. In Texas, ringing in May of 2019 sales numbers. Cheers to that, Suki. I am thrilled to hear that. That is phenomenal news. Phenomenal. You know, I'm just saying, there's a couple more days here in May. That's good, Russ. You sending me stuff for my TV debut next week? Ah. That was just by chance there. This is what your family needs to get you for Father's Day, Russ. The Whiskey shot glass. I mean, whiskey glass by Whiskey. This is the frozen glass that I use. The Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start the program every night, except for last night when I forgot. The Good Morning, Good Night book is the book we start the show with every day. Our good morning tonight is have a good morning. No pressure, though. That is our good morning today. Great way to start the day. We got so much to cover tonight. So much to cover tonight. I will cover something that I know is important to many, chocolate. The big peanut butter cups are back in stock. We've got ones with the regular B, M&M, dark chocolate, Cookie Monster, espresso, and we have ones with a big blue L on it, which was really for Lemonster. So for high school graduates that we got in, that we had custom made. But we got in lots of chocolate today. So I will be... all our chocolate orders will be fulfilled. Lots and lots of peanut butter cups. Hey, Leanne, that is a nice looking glass there. Cheers. Hey, Joanne and Crystal. Great to have you all with us. We have got so much going on. I'm going to save that for the after. We got so much. My pile is so thick here. Hey, Joanne. I know I owe you a call. I got a lot of calls to catch up on this weekend. I got my desk cleared and organized this afternoon. I have something I owe Adele, and then I'm back to all my calls tomorrow. That is the game plan. I'm going to save that for that, the heavy news. Our friends in the restaurant business don't want to go halfsies. A 50% occupancy cap on a 75-seat restaurant would mean only 20 diners can enter after employees. In a recent study of New York City restaurants, 61% would permanently close with capacity limits below 70%. And materials that promote social distancing, like plexiglass barriers between tables, also come with a party of 15 price tag. National chains are hurting too. Applebee's, Denny's, IHOP franchisees have closed locations or requested rent relief after losing millions. TGI Fridays, which is appropriate that we talk about them because it's Friday, it is looking at permanently closing 20% of its restaurants. Subsisting on takeout orders already put them on edge, so reopening at less than 50% capacity may do them in. And even Massachusetts has issued early guidance for opening restaurants. They aren't letting restaurants open yet, but early guidance is no parties of more than 6. The kitchens have to be 6 feet spaced, which they're not, and didn't have to be for takeout. You know, employees must wash their hands between each customer interaction in Massachusetts. So if they go to my table and then want to go to your table to take an order, they have to go first back to wash their hands, then they can go to your table and take your order. It's just some, and I'm all for safety, but it's just, there also has to be a balance between what is feasible to be able to do. Gap is preparing to open hundreds of stores to go live soon. Hey, Angie Hulus, how are you? Stella joined us, too. 5 stores under the Gap banner, which include Athleta, Banana Republic, have opened in the Philadelphia area. Yeah, so they're opening throughout Pennsylvania. And this was written in Pennsylvania, but they've got what, another 800 stores ready to go live, something like that they're ready to bring on. It does seem a little excessive. It's just it's you know, it's getting excessive. I want to be safe, but I also want to be practical too, and especially where they're not picking up the tab for any of this. For retail therapy, who do you go to? Okay, Ben & Jerry's is dropping a new out-of-this-world flavor. Ben & Jerry's goes to the moon. Okay, the warmer weather has one thing in our mind, and that's ice cream. But if you're not... The Vermont-based ice cream brand this week introduced a new flavor, Boots on the Moon, to coincide with the release of the latest Netflix comedy drop, Space Force. Features a universe of milk chocolate ice cream with fudge cows and toffee meteor clusters orbiting in a sugar cookie dough core. And Ben & Jerry's, to promote the release of this, sent a pint 20 miles into the atmosphere to help promote its release. That's just what you do when you've got nothing else to do in Vermont, I guess. I guess now that Bernie Sanders is back in Vermont, what can I say? Nordstrom's Q1 loss exceeds $500 million. $500 million, in 3 months. That the first quarter net sales fell 40% from last year's, with all stores temporarily closed. Year over year, full line sales fell 30%, 36%. Off-price sales fell 45%, and e-commerce rose 5%. With new online customer growth of more than 50%. Hey, Karen, isn't that great that you got to open? I'm so excited for our Illinois people. So excited. Hey, Tricia, great to have you join us live tonight. Gross profit as a percentage of net sales contracted 11% from 34% a year ago due to lower sales volume and markdowns to clear excess inventory. The retailer kept a firm hand on inventory, which ended the quarter down 26%. They're in a better shape than other retailers in the whole scheme of things, but it just shows the breadth. You know, all these filings, public filings, really do show the breadth of the carnage that has happened because of this. I mean, we know it, but you know, it is hard. Oh, I didn't realize Chicago was still closed, Joanne. I'm hoping that they bring good news for you soon. U.S. weekly jobless claims hit 2.1 million, bringing the 10-week total to more than 40 million. I told you the true count would get above 40 million. And so my guess is that's probably really, we're pushing closer to 44 or 45 million, somewhere in there. You know, we are dropping down. We're not increasing at the same rate. You know, there is some hope that we're going to start getting people off unemployment. Yeah, so the total 9-week total is to 40.7 million. And that's 37 million more people than filed during the Great Recession. Hey, Jerry, well, June 3rd is next week. Joanne, I'm excited about that. Hey, Stephanie Potts is with us. Great to have you here with us, Stephanie. There's a lot of hope that the worst is over in the labor market. As Memorial Day weekend, all 50 states had relaxed at least some restrictions. Should be able to return to work soon. Economists are monitoring both initial jobless claims and continuing claims. And in important news, yes, you do, Kelly. Yes, you've got this. You're going to rock it out of the world. Out of the world. And in a true sign that things are getting back to normal, what could be more normal than date night at Costco is going to return. Costco's free samples will be back in June. They may not be the same. In what they talk about not being the same is that it is likely that they will all be provided to you. You won't be able to reach to the tray is the biggest change. But the fact that free samples are coming back to Costco is a huge sign of things getting back to normal. I will say, in between doctors, we stopped quickly at Costco today, and I have to say it was the most normal Costco trip since this all started. And I can say that because I was able to freely shop the store, except for wearing a mask. They got rid of the one-way aisles, and this is in Connecticut where I was shopping. So there was none of that. The only directional, hey, Shannon and Dana, great to have you with us, was getting at the register where they were queuing the lines and just had somebody directing people to send you to which line, which isn't necessarily the worst thing. It was actually close to normal, but the sample ladies are coming back. That is huge. And the sample guys, because there are sample guys, so I don't want to deprive you of that. So what is in hot demand for bargain hunters? Okay, surfing online. What are they surfing online? What comfort are they looking for? Starbucks mugs and tumblers are in hot demand from bargain hunters. Forget the Gucci, Chanel, or Louis. It's Starbucks that's emerged as a hot brand for bargain hunters. Shoppers have flocked to popular resale marketplaces like Poshmark, OfferUp, and eBay, looking for the mugs. Yes, I miss the samples too. How am I supposed to take my wife out on a date if I can't take her to Costco? I mean, that is like got everything for you. I mean, you know, but Starbucks nostalgia, because you can't be in store and having that little taste, it is like gold on a Zoom meeting if you're holding a Starbucks mug. I'm with the generic Starbucks Costco coffee that is roasted by Starbucks. So that is what I had to rush in for today, is get some more coffee. I think many of you probably heard that UPS is raising delivery costs, okay, due to the surge. No, but they don't do that. That is a shame that they don't do wine samples at Costco. UPS is adding a peak surcharge for companies using its service. The likes of Amazon, Target, and Best Buy will be hit by the surcharge that they usually save for Christmas. What's so special about their mugs? Actually, nothing. I mean, I used to have their travel mugs before I had other ones, but their mugs in a time of, it's like what's missing from your customers in your store, Kristen. Okay, it's comfort. Okay, it's something you know. Okay, you're usually holding, it's status when you come into work and you've got coffee, you got your Starbucks or your Dunkin' or your Tom Thumb or whatever you have. Okay, it says who you are, it says what you have, and so when you're sitting there on that Zoom call and you have that Starbucks mug, it's a form of comfort. So just like my chilled Scotch glass. It is a form of comfort. So, so UPS is starting to hit peak surcharges. Watch for other carriers to follow. Usually the carriers follow that. So, UPS is the only one to announce that and everything. It's not uncommon for the other shipping carriers to follow. Yeah, some of their drinks can get expensive, Kristen. I'm a basic guy, though. I like my coffee. My Starbucks double shot is my expensive beverage, but overall, I go for the basic dark roast coffee. While Jcpenney is reopening their stores, closing sales that are on the stores that they plan on closing, they're expected to close 242 stores during the summer. And they are expected to start in June on that. Okay, they have not announced the stores that'll be closing. That was a topic when I talked to our mayor today in Leominster, Massachusetts, when he was talking because we have a Penny's that has survived our mall, and it is. Whether it survives this one or not, who knows? Who knows? We'll wait and see. If you're in the... Yes, everybody does want comfort, Kelly. That is exactly right. They're looking for it, and they're looking for it in their home. I mean, it's why I've said when our mattress stores open up, I'm going out and getting a new bed. I'm frustrated with ours. I'm going out and buying one. To the overpriced bed that I do have is going to the curb, but I need to feel it and try it. I can't buy one of those online ones and just hope for the best with it. If you are in the Houston area, watch out for those self-driving CVS cars. CVS is test piloting delivery of autonomous vehicles by Nuro outside of Houston. They'll be testing that. There's actually several different people that are using these vehicles in the Houston area, I believe, that are doing various tests with these types of vehicles. And that is kind of interesting. What is the mystery store going in Schaumburg, Illinois? It is a mystery no more. And it is Amazon is opening a mystery grocery store in a former Babies R Us in Schaumburg. Okay, but what is that is in and of itself a huge surprise. Hey Alexa, great to have you with us. Hope all is well in San Antonio. It's a 43,000 square foot store, the thing that is surprising is it won't be using Amazon Go, okay, the checkout free store, okay, they will not be using a checkout free store, it will not be part of that. That was the interesting part of it. So it's interesting that they are doing that. J.Crew, which became the first major American retailer to go bankrupt amid the coronavirus pandemic, got the go-ahead from the courts to skip 2 months' rent. which is interesting. And really, that's good for retailers in a general sense as they fight with landlords on a variety of issues, and the landlords have been pushing back against retailers hard hit by the pandemic, because usually the one thing that landlords get in bankruptcy court is they get paid. And so the bankruptcy court allowing them not to pay their landlords is actually a huge leap forward for other retailers. So we'll have to see where that goes. We already know that TJ Maxx is seeing shoppers return in droves, and and have seen huge demand in their stores that have been open at least a week, the TJ Maxx brands. And where was I'm just looking for the paragraph here, the line that I liked in this. So one of the things they've done is moved a lot of merchandise right to the clearance rack to sell through it and get it done. Again, inventory doesn't get better with age, so they know that, but they've been discounting to keep things moving out. And they are looking at getting more inventory, but bringing in fresh inventory, but that's going to be a little tricky for them, depending on what happens with some of the big guys and some of their normal inventory push. Plus, they had canceled a whole bunch of orders, so it's going to be interesting to see the long term moving forward with the discount houses, depending on what happens with some of the big guys in liquidation of their inventory. Because it's fashion stock rooms are bursting at the seams. With a glut of unsold clothing, they are expecting serious bargains, which I just talked about at the TJX companies. And the inventory to sales ratio, a measure of how much stock they hold relative to monthly sales, hit an almost 11-year high in March. And April data will likely show another jump. Well, April won't be as effective. March is a more real number there. But it's not, they're going to have to discount that to get rid of it, seriously. I think you saw this that was posted yesterday. Your health is our priority, a custom fillable form that is on narts.org/resalestrong. This was posted yesterday. Cassandra posted that. Yeah, that's where they're headed, Angie. TJ Maxx, Angie's saying she was at a TJ Maxx today that was almost empty of merchandise. And through the heavy discounting that they did when they first opened and the canceled orders, they're going to be caught in a little bit of predicament of not having enough inventory to sell. So that is certainly an issue. And we've been really working on emptying our warehouse but stocking our racks so that we are ready to go when we are allowed to open. In addition to selling online. What is the... Oh, that's nothing. I really liked this article, okay? Well, hang on, I'm going to come to that next. One of the things that retailers are testing out is, have you thought about open table for your store? And in some areas that have been hard hit and are looking at ways to limit people in the building, they are looking at using services such as open table that you would use for a restaurant for your retail store, so you can schedule who can be in when, and you can notify not diners, customers to your store that it's okay to come into your store. So that is apps like that are things that are being tested out by retailers across the country. And they've been reaching out to retailers. So that is interesting in certain areas of the country where you really need to limit occupancy and enhance the shopping experience. So but that takes a lot of management as well. Our friends at Disney, this time the Disney Store, which is actually a separate company. Disney Store is not owned by Disney, it's licensed by Disney. That's great, Shannon. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, so the Disney Store is going to require that kids wear masks. Anyone ages 2 and up is going to wear a mask in their reopened stores. They believe they're taking a responsible and phased approach to reopening, implementing a number of new health and safety measures based on health guidance from our friends like at the CDC. I thought this next topic that I wanted to talk about was really insightful and timely. Okay, retailers' moonshot moment, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So, you know, when you think of Kennedy's "we will put a man on the moon before the end of this decade," to paraphrase, okay? And we had none of that figured out at the time that he made that statement, okay? They had none of that figured out. We're writing a new playbook for retail right now, okay? And some of it, as you write it, is a lot like that. Okay, how would you do it right? If you wanted to be if your store wasn't everything you wanted it to be, what would you do to rewrite it? Okay, not talking about what's in the way. Okay, not all the reasons why you can't do it. Okay, what is the right experience? What is the right way to handle your guest flow, your traffic flow, your consignments, your incoming merchandise, your donors? Whatever it is, whatever part of your operation, that this is a moonshot moment in retail, okay? This is your time to rewrite your store for the future. And I thought that was an interesting concept and an interesting take on it, and there is a lot to that, okay? How can we make this our time, okay, and rewrite the customer experience for your customers? Okay, the customer experience is huge. We know that's what our customers are craving. We know that they're missing us. Okay, we know that they miss coming in. But how can we make that even better? What can we do to even greater enhance that? Now that you've had all this time, okay, these months closed, these weeks, these days, okay, how do you rewrite your world and aim for the moon? Okay, nothing's off limits. Okay, I say it all the time. Nothing in our store is off limits. You got a great idea, make an argument for it, make a case for it. Okay, we'll move anything. I mean, for years, the only thing I stood in the way of was one counter. But everything else, let's make a case. And even that, the only reason I fought against that was because I was one of the 8 guys that moved it the time before. Okay? And when they came up with an argument and a plan to do it, it was a great plan. And most importantly, it didn't involve my back, which was even better. And absolutely, what can we do to make them better and more profitable? Okay, all of our the store owners that I talk to, and especially as we circle back to the PPP here in a second, and we talk about that you're limited to 2019 income. Well, I didn't make as much as I wanted to in 2019, I've heard from people. Or I've paid myself, I paid everybody else and paid myself less. No! How do we pay you first? How do you have been working and sweating and carrying the load of your business? How do we pay you first? How do we make you the most profitable operation? What is your moonshot? Okay, when I sit and go through an individual store's profitability and we look at all the different metrics for your business, how do we make your moonshot the best and most profitable? Okay, you didn't apply and open a business to make $5 an hour. Okay, you didn't leave the man. You didn't throw away somebody else telling what to do for that. But how do we do this and turn this around? It's doable. It's completely doable. Okay, and it's doable now more than ever before because resale's best days are ahead of us. Resale is going to flourish tremendously after this. Okay, tremendously. Okay, when this is all over. We are going big and huge. Walmart said it the other day. Resale is big. Okay, we don't know squat about it, but resale is big. That is what Walmart said the other day. Okay, so we have to make sure that when those waves come rolling in, okay, that you aren't inefficient, okay, that you aren't doing the same old, okay, as you ride the next wave, because this wave is going to be great. This wave is going to be great, but when it goes out, all waves go back out, okay? You have to be running the best business, okay, and be the most profitable, like Jennifer said. That is what is so important, and we're going to work on getting you there, because we didn't come this far to only go this far, okay? If you've been watching me this long, okay, and tuning in here every night, you didn't tune in just for the Good Morning, Good Night book, okay? You didn't tune in just to see the big peanut butter cups. You didn't tune in just for the scotch, okay? We're tuning in to get better and be a better operator, okay? And that's where we're going. BJ's Wholesale Club, Costco of the East, digitally enabled sales skyrocketed 350%. Yes, they are, Jana, and they're going to come with their wallets open. But their digitally enabled sales skyrocket 350%. A lot of you have invested in digital in this downtime, but you need to have it in such a way that your business can flourish in the time after this, okay? That your business can continue to thrive and grow that online as we move forward. Because, you know what? The best way to find out if it'll work is to do it. Boom. Let's see what else I got here. I covered that. According of a few thousand restaurants conducted by the Boston Globe found when they'd feel comfortable dining out. About a third of respondents were eager to eat out, about 18% saying they'd return to restaurants as soon as possible, and 13% back within a month after reopening. Another 28% said they'd wait 3 to 6 months, while 22% would hold out for 6 to 12 months. The survey found that fully 1/5, 19%, plan to stick with takeout and home cooking for at least a year after Massachusetts reopens restaurants in June. Exactly, Kitty. Customers want to get out and spend. You know, and with restaurants, you know, I mean, it's going to be harder depending on the restrictions. I mean, part of it really depends on what they put in place. If Massachusetts put what they're putting in place right now holds, it's not very appetizing to dine in, so I understand it. I mean, even Cassandra got takeout tonight, and she's like, you know, I'll continue to get that if that's the rules we have to deal with. Hey, Linda and Laura, great to have you with us tonight. Cheers, Laura. This will come as shocking information to you. I am positive of this. But there was a data breach at Bank of America regarding the PPP. I agree with you, Scott. I agree with you completely. That what the customers say in the survey and what they do are completely not aligned. Yes, and this is between PPP round 1 and PPP round 2, Bank of America had a data breach in when they were doing some additional testing with the SBA systems and exposed borrower, business, and owner information, and I'll be notifying people. I know that's not a big surprise there. Ultimately. Before I go PPP on you. Yes, Kelly, I know. Shocking. Oh, my God. Tell me it isn't so. Hey, Mandy, that is great news. I love hearing that. That is awesome and amazing. That is truly great news. I know I've heard that a lot today from people, and that is really awesome. I love hearing that. The National Retail Federation, along with a couple of other associations, let's see who signed off on this. The Associations of Builders and Contractors, the College and University Professional Association, the National Association of Manufacturers. Okay, have all reached out to the CDC, and Robert Redfield, the director himself, to look for a way not only for them to get streamlined guidance, but for them to give better feedback to the CDC on what is working and what is practical and how to make corrections based on industry, and have a way for industry-specific FAQs to be updated and inquired by these various industries. And so I think that's a really important thing to be going out to him, and I expect some movement on that. They've been really good, the CDC, at working with these organizations and doing that. So that is a good thing. So then that brings us to the PPP. Okay, and you have the House bill that passed yesterday, okay, which I have here, which would extend the PPP under the House bill. So I'm going to cover both the House and the Senate bill and the differences. The nice thing, okay, is these are, by both the House and the Senate, there are bills on the table. The House bill is passed. The Senate bill hasn't passed a bill yet, but I expect something next week when they're back, okay, have both passed bills to extend the PPP. The House bill extends it for 24 weeks, okay, or December 31st, 2020. Okay, it has an exemption for FTEs, okay. So many exemptions on FTEs, it basically removes the FTE limitation to forgiveness, okay, and the FTE limits on forgiveness. It makes it much easier to get through the FTE issues. So the FTE issues, for the most part, go away for most businesses. It also allows for us to for businesses that receive the PPP to also receive the employee retention tax credit from the IRS. So you get an additional benefit by being able to take advantage of that, which would be huge, absolutely huge. So that would be as part of it, okay? And what was the other part? Was there another part to the House bill? It extended it, made it a 5-year loan instead of a 2-year loan. But again, we don't want to make it a loan. Oh, and it reduced it to, it increased your non-payroll part to 40% instead of 25%. So 40% could not be spent on payroll. Now that is the House version. The Senate version is 16 weeks. Okay, the bill that is being put forth in the Senate. Now, the House bill is passed the House. Okay, and would be helped got implemented in the Senate. You got to keep in mind, in this bill process, the Senate isn't going to agree completely with the House. The House isn't going to agree. They have to come to some middle ground. The nice part is these two bills are just about the PPP, which is what I've been talking about, that something would come out of these guys. For all the other stuff they can't agree with, they would agree to come together on this. Okay, so it would do a few things. The Senate bill is 16 weeks instead of 24. I think there's going to be overall much more support for that than the 24, so I'm thinking closer to 16, but we'll see how it shakes out. The fact that either of the bills is talking more than 8 is a good thing. Allows businesses to use the loan funds to purchase personal protective equipment for employees and pay for adaptive investments needed to reopen safely. And clarifies that people that have maintained payrolls at some point during the 8 weeks under the existing rule will not lose forgiveness if it's changed to 16. So there's going to be some happy medium between these bills. You know, maybe they'll meet right down the middle and do it at 20 weeks. Okay. I think 16 is much more likely. I think some of the other provisions generally go with what's been talked about in the Senate that's in the House bill. Whoa, hang on a second here. I'm testing a new setup here. So, okay. Knocked you over there, Scott, and I had to hit to hear the rest of it. Yes, that's exactly why it's happening, because Congress does things when they're backed up against the wall, Scott. So they know that they need to make this happen next week, and to a great extent, it screws businesses that have played along the rules during the 8 weeks, which is why the House bill, where they allow us to take advantage of the earned employee retention tax credit, is actually a very good thing. Okay, because if you've used the PPP and you can take advantage of the employee retention tax credit on top of that, that would be a huge opportunity to, extend the use of these funds, essentially, extend the use of payroll credits to continue things on. So that would be a good thing. So that's why I expect action on this next week. That's the two competing bills. The National Retail Federation and other associations have come out in favor of them doing something, okay, and have essentially complemented both bills as steps to do things. They've been more vocal. These associations have been more vocal in complementing the House because it's actually a bill that's passed. The Senate is still tabled it till they came back from their Memorial Day recess, which they come back next week. The employee retention tax credit, I'll talk about it if it really comes to bear again that you can use it. It's essentially, Alexa, if you didn't take the PPP, you can get a credit of up to $5,000 per employee on their first $10,000 of wages in a quarter in which your sales were down because of closures, and then in a subsequent quarter if your sales had not returned to 80% of the same sales the same quarter last year. So, and then the credit stops, but it goes through the end of the year, so that you can take it and earn up to $5,000 in credit per employee. So it is a valuable credit. It is a per employee credit, and so there is a lot of good value to that. And if you were able to do that in addition to the PPP, that would be a good thing, and it would be very valuable. And it's a forward paying, and it's a front paying credit. With the employee retention tax credit, They let you keep your federal payroll taxes, okay, as the initial payment of it, and then they allow you to apply for an expedited refund of the difference and get the money back. So it is about keeping money, getting money to you quickly. So that is a good thing, and so there is the fact if that became part of this would be a good thing. There's been arguments for it. But we'll see. I think next week's going to be a very busy legislative week as we work forward on things and see what happens. But I can assure you that whatever happens, I will keep you in the loop on it. I'm going to be spending tomorrow on a lot of calls with you guys. I've got to catch up on my week plus of calls, but I've got them all organized on my desk. And my time at my desk is reserved tomorrow, so I will be there and be making calls so I can catch up with everybody that is in my backlog. I apologize for the crazy week that's been, but I will get caught up on everybody. But I am back here again tomorrow night, live at 8 o'clock Eastern. Every night I am here live at 8 o'clock Eastern in the NARTS private Facebook group. These videos go over to narts.org, and all the information I talk about goes to narts.org/resalestrong, narts.org/resalestrong. These videos post there the next day on the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store. They're all there. Everybody, share them with anybody you know in business, and we'll help everybody get to the other side of this, because it's so important that every business get to the other side. Okay, I am easily reachable. If you are not already on my call list, if you have not sent me an email and said, Neil, I don't understand this, and this, and how it applies to my business, make sure you email me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com, Neil, at ECIstores.com. Yes, well, I did have to drive. There'll be a day next week where I have to have just water too, but that's a story for my TV shot next week that comes after this call that I'll have to stay not scotched for, but that's next week. I will be back here tomorrow, but every night, we start every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. Every night, Good Morning, Good Night book we start with. For those of you that were not here at the top of the program, our good morning today was have a good morning. No pressure, though. Our good night tonight is have a good night. Everyone's counting on you. Sweet dreams. Again, I'll be back here tomorrow night live at 8 o'clock, because what's more important than anything is that you and you, but most importantly you, are not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.